Warning: the following video contains spoilers from AMC's The Walking Dead.
Hi there. They call me the governor. And this season finale showed me something I've been waiting to see for a long, long time. Shiva eating people. That was awesome. But I get a little bit ahead of myself. The opening of this finale was a little bit strange. Sasha just listening to earbuds. As usual, the context would be explained later. But throughout the episode, we return to Sasha, listening to some music, having flashbacks, and we got to see a dear friend from the past with an interesting turn of phrase. Abraham. That crazy redhead was back. In a flashback. But it was good to see him. This episode was getting ready for the battle. You saw the kingdom on its way with Carol and Ezekiel, and they meet up with Morgan and convince him to come along for the ride. Maggie faces a difficult decision. Should she stay at the hilltop or go to help Rick? It's even more difficult because Gregory went on a little walkabout. And who knows what he's up to? But we have a feeling we know what she's going to do. And then we saw the scavengers coming into Alexandria. Some of them on bicycles. And that Jadis, she wants to get a little rickrolled. Sean wasn't pleased. But all these preparations are happening, and Negan's making some preparations of his own. But despite the saviors being slowed down by trees, the moment finally arrives. And Eugene, that fucking asshole, shows himself to be one of them. Negan. Which would have gotten him blown the hell up, but looks like the scavengers sabotaged the explosives they had spent so much time hooking up. And damn it, those scavengers just switched sides. I was wondering who that little bird was, who told Negan that Rick was up to no good, and now we know. But you know what, I did wonder about the trustworthiness of the scavengers. I didn't see quite this big of a betrayal coming. But when you think about it, the hilltop, the kingdom, Alexandria, they're all under the thumb of the saviors. The scavengers hadn't experienced that, so really when you think about it, they've got no beef with Negan. To them, it's just business. So it looked grim for Rick and his people until Sasha sacrificed herself and became a biter, charging out of that coffin. That was a bit of a shock, and almost managed to get Negan bit. And I do think in this episode that was the first time that Negan shit himself. It would not be the last. Sasha's sacrifice was amazing. I thought it was noble when she ran into the sanctuary and locked Rosita out. Clearly a suicide mission. This made that look pale in comparison. She became a weapon to try to take out Negan. But even though she didn't manage to chomp into him, her emergence gave the Alexandrians and Rick and his crew a distraction so that they could rally. But even though they were fighting back and managed to take out some of the scavenging scum and saviors, they still ended up at gunpoint, defeated. And Jadis brings Rick to Negan. Well, after shooting him first, I'd like to shoot Rick. Anyways, she also proves that she's really not good at negotiation. But then Negan got into Rick's face. For a moment, I thought Rick was going to lose his balls again. Especially when they thought that Michonne had died. But he told Negan to fuck off, even though Carl was about to meet Lucille. I don't think Rick stopped caring about Carl. I think he just figured that begging was going to do nothing. So there's no point in pretending to give in to Negan again. But I think we all knew that help was on the way and would arrive in time. And damn did that help arrive. Shiva charging in, biting off a savior's face. That was cool shit. What a good kitty. And even better was Negan's reaction. That was shit number 2. King Ezekiel and his men came in. Alexandria will not fall today! And then Maggie and the Hilltop people rush in. And the Alexandrians rise up. Carl and Rick are kicking some butt. Which is kind of surprising with Rick getting shot in the side and all. Negan manages to avoid becoming kitty food. And the scavengers and the saviors are driven out. Unfortunately, a lot of them got away. Including Negan, who still had the balls to flip him off even with 2 loads of shit in his pants. So the Alliance won a victory, but the war is about to begin. Of course, Negan's a little bit suspicious about how Sasha died in that casket. But Eugene manages to bullshit his way out of it. And that's when Negan tells his men they're going to war. And the 3 community leaders, Rick, Ezekiel, and Maggie for the Hilltop, since who the fuck knows where Gregory is, bring together their people, say some inspiring words. It's so touching. Oh, and Michonne survived. There goes my hopes. The one bad point in this whole episode. What? I know a lot of you people like Michonne, but because of her, I have some problems with depth perception. Allow me my hatred. At least she got the shit beat out of her. I like that. So this was a much better season finale than last year. I think some people might have been upset that the whole Negan thing wasn't resolved in this finale, but this is a war, people. There's going to be battles fought, lots of casualties, lots of strategy. Long road before this war is won. This isn't going to be just an easy victory. But I was worried in this finale that everyone would get set up and it would end right before the first shot was fired, and we'd have to wait to see any action until season 8. But I was wrong. This episode delivered. The unexpected betrayal, the heroic sacrifice, Shiva eating people. Again, fucking awesome. All the communities coming together and fighting. The only thing I was kind of not sure of is how did everybody know who to shoot? I mean, the Kingdom people were pretty obviously outfitted in armor, so you can tell who they were. But everyone else is pretty much just wearing clothes. I guess just shooting at the people who are shooting at someone you recognize as a friend kind of works. And how did Shiva know who to bite into? Maybe Ezekiel was pointing out her targets. Or maybe she can just smell assholes. So I'd hoped to have a special guest for this episode. I asked Maggie to join me, but she turned me down. Something about me making her take her shirt off. Maybe I'll have her on for next season. I know, I can send Merle to go get her. Oh, wait. Oops, my bad. So we'll see you next season. We'll hopefully see a lot of major battles, more chances for Michonne to die, and get some questions answered. Like, what the fuck did Gregory do? And what the hell happened to Heath? Did you forget about him? I know I'm going to be keeping an eye out for him. That's all for this season. Governor, out.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Here's a couple more I think you might enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe. Remember, those who subscribe survive.